One time I was in prayer, and as I was in prayer, I found myself in a meeting. And in this meeting, various people were being discussed. Then our nation, Zambia, came up. And I saw a friend of mine. And he was being discussed. And this is a friend of mine, a good friend of mine. I live with him. He was being discussed. And the discussion that I heard humbled me. The testimony at this moment that heaven heard about this man humbled me. I saw the angelic proud, and the testimony of him was great. And after prayer, I went to him and I told him what I saw. I did not know what he was talking to God about in his praying. As a matter of fact, I may not even understand the gravity of what it is has been revealed to him. But in prayer, I ascended in one place. And I needed not to be taught by a man what the testimony about this friend of mine was among the immortals. I saw it with my own eyes, and I heard it with my own ears. Now after that, I know there is nothing that can be said of him that can convince me otherwise. Because whether men stand against him, I know the testimony of heaven about him. When men do not understand his ways, I know that his decisions are impacted by something beyond him. This generation has become so fallen that the only thing we are able to know about a man is what is told to us. We have got no fortitude to discover people for ourselves, away from the opinions of the world, away from your very own opinions. I will be shocked if this friend of mine ends up a nobody, because I saw the testimony about him among the immortals. I'll be shocked if he dies irrelevant. I know who to recommend when men want a particular person. I know who to align with, not because I have observed them, but I know the testimony of heaven towards them. Many of you may be wondering how I'm found with Brother Patson. Every time on the voice of the evangelist, I'm with him. I want to assure you it wasn't a case of serendipity. No. He wrote me of a story of how that he was walking, and And behold, he had a vision of where God was taking him. And he made up his mind that there he wanted to go also. Men who are moved not because of what they see, but that they have ascended into a dimension where they can hear the testimony of God about you. And even though it doesn't appear so in the natural, they know what they saw and they chose to believe God. I'm here to talk to somebody today. What is the testimony of men concerning you? As a matter of fact, the people you so despise, the people you call proud, what is the testimony of heaven concerning them? So much into ourselves that our reliance is those things that we see, the things we hear. We have got no capacity to extract from the realm of the spirit what the opinion of God is concerning individuals. And that is why men have cursed those who were to bless them. That is why men have left those who had the ability to push them forward. That is why men have abandoned people who were to be relevant in their future. And what they say now is that they wish they knew. They wish they knew that the person they left was going to be so relevant in future, they were to stay. This generation has become so shut in the spirit, that our interactions are with men more than they are with God. I have a friend who I do not talk about ministry with now, because the Lord told me he chose his wife over his ministry. In the flesh, he talks about ministry. He posts the word. But I know the testimony of Yahweh concerning him. My associations are on that basis. This is what was spoken of Daniel. In the book of Daniel 5, starting from the verse of 10, it says, the queen, because of the words of the king and his lords, came to the banquet hall. The queen spoke, saying, O Lord, O King, live forever. Do not let your thoughts trouble you, nor let your countenance change. There is a man in your kingdom in whom is the Spirit of the Lord. In whom is the Spirit of the Holy God. And in the days of your father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, were found in him. And King Nebuchadnezzar, your father the king, made him chief of the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, the soothsayers, inasmuch as an excellent spirit, knowledge, understanding, interpreting dreams, solving riddles, and explaining enigmas were found in this Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will give the interpretation. This was a testimony about Daniel. Oh man. A man who saw 4 generations of kings come and go, and he was relevant in all of them. And this testimony was that the Spirit of the Lord was in this man, dwelt in this man. I want to ask you a question today. When men who have the fortitude to ascend into the realm of the Spirit, who waste no time asking you questions about who you are, when they go into the realm where nothing is hidden, what will be said about you? In places where you are not, what shall be said about you? Many in this generation are so overcome about how they appear in front of everybody, about the reputation they believe with everybody. They do not know that God has raised men and women who have got no time to fraternize with men on the platform of the flesh, but they can ascend in the Spirit and hear for themselves what testimony God holds about them. In generations to come, will you be discussed in palaces of men or women in whom dwells the Spirit of God? In generations to come, will you be called excellence, not on the platform of the earth, but that there is a testimony of you? What is a testimony about who you are? About who you are. About who you are. What is heaven saying concerning you? I know what it said about me that day. Even when I saw my friend and what was spoken about him. I need no man to explain me to myself. I knew the opinion of the Immortals concerning me. What will be said about you? Certain young lady spoke to me about my friend and she said, I think he's confused. He doesn't know what he wants. I told her it is not possible. Not because I was trying to defend a friend, but I saw the testimony of heaven concerning him. I pray for you. May your attention be on the basis of what is spoken concerning you among the immortals. May your attention be concerning what is spoken about you among the dwellers of Zion. I do not care about what a man who has got no ability to see in the Spirit can say about me. Oh, we have looked upon those who have bragged to be strong, and when we saw in the Spirit, we discovered that their testimony in the realm of the Spirit was that they are weak. And we have looked upon those who thought they are weak, and in the realm of the Spirit, when we saw, we discovered that their testimony among the immortals is that they are strong. May God give you the ability and the fortitude to align to the testimony of heaven in this earth. It is that thing that will cause us to emerge beyond our peers. It is that thing that will cause us to go a direction which everybody else is not going. Ah, Shatalabaya. Oh, I have decided to live a life with the opinion of those that can see in the spirit. Several times my friend has come to me when there was a hot topic on social media and everybody was going in that direction. He came and he said, people are saying this, but it is not what I'm seeing in the spirit. There was a time when people were discussing about the hike in fuel. He came to me and he said, boy, people are saying they will hike fuel, but that's not what I'm seeing in the spirit. Behold, the first came and there was a reduction. Before the elections, people were saying all manner of things. I do not want to sound political or be any ways politically inclined, but he came to me and he said, yeah, what I'm seeing is not what people are saying. I don't know about you, but we have made up our minds. We are aligning to the testimony of heaven. Can anything good come out of Zambia? I have heard people mock Zambia. I have heard bitter things spoken even on the global platform from certain lips of certain men of God, and they were justified. But we know what we have seen. We know what we have heard, and we know we shall be counted among them that the Lord will use from our land. We know that Zambia shall prevail. We know that out of this nation shall rise young men and women who will learn from the mistakes of their fathers and ride on the shoulders of that which they had positively established. We choose to align to the testimony of heaven. I don't know the opinion the world has concerning you, but I pray that out of what I have said, you may be provoked to discover the opinion of you among the immortals, because that is the only opinion that will be spoken among kings. That will be the only opinion that will be discussed among queens. Oh, Shatalabalakata. May it be said of you that there's a young man and woman in Zambia, in wherever place you are, that hangs on to God no matter what happens. May it be said of you that they refuse to compromise. May it be said of you that excellence dwells in your tabernacle. May it be said of you that confusion can never be found in you. May it be said of you that you will overcome and you will prevail. May it be said of you that you stop the mouths of lions. May it be said of you that you stop the fiery arrows. May it be said of you that you stood upright in a corrupt generation. May it be said of you that you stood for Yahweh when all went against you. Oh, what is the testimony of your life among the immortals? It is the only testimony which will be replicated.